a while ago, what we did, and when I say a while ago, I mean, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 shows ago, we did a show where we talk about images. We talk about images and worship. And the John 17 Project writes in and says, actually, I don't want to read the first part of his email because I don't want to give away any personal information here. He says, I'd like to push back on something that you guys said, which is perfectly fine. He says, let me first say that I am not making an argument for particular images or statues and certainly not to worship them. I think the issue is that your approach to these things comes off as a misunderstanding of the commandment. Fair. First, I know that much of the iconography, thank you very much, has and still is used to teach the gospel, especially in times and places where the people were largely illiterate. Statues have often been used the same way in church history. That being said, stained glass windows have also been used that way. I did not hear you mention stained glass. It sounds like you were both being very selective as to what types of images you are condemning. If all images should be taken out of the sanctuary or not around in times of worship, how do you define image? More importantly, what does Scripture define as an image? And are there any instances in Scripture where an image is used in worship? Number one, first of all, I'm not, I think you've misunderstood. I'm not condemning images. I'm not even condemning statues. In fact, I think anyone who sees maybe you can't see it, other side, right there.
Spurgeon.
I got Spurgeon right there. It's my Spurgeon bobblehead. I'm not condemning the idea that there are, so good.
There are Robin Caleb bobbleheads that
I wish.
Good friends from the Great White North sent. 10 years ago, maybe? I don't know.
That's right. Mine broke. Anyway, not the point. So I'm not condemning the idea of images, and I'm not condemning the idea. And I think I even said in that show, I said that I've been in congregations where you'll see the lamb and the lion together, and there'll be a memory verse, or there will be a picture of a lot of like crocheted, or not crocheted, but like stitched, like Jerusalem with a verse under it in the sanctuary. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. In fact, I think that those kind of things are great.
Children's coloring books.
Yeah, I love stained glass windows. When I was young and stupid, I toured Europe, and one of the weird things that I got into my head is that every statue I saw, I should take a picture with it. So I have 100 pictures of me with various statues around Europe. It's not the point. Basically, I think that statues are great to remember certain things, and I mean, even in our modern time, right in America, we see certain groups wanting to take down statues of historical people that were bad. I actually am against that. I don't think I don't think that we should take down historical images of people who are bad, because we need to remember the bad people. Right now, in Iraq when they toppled the statue of Saddam Hussein. Great. I understand that. And I think that there's times to do that kind of thing, right? But I also think that it's important for us to remember our history. Not the point. All of this to say, what I am against is using these images in worship. I don't think that having images in a sanctuary or having images like in stained glass is wrong, because you're teaching history. As soon as you start worshiping that thing or praying to it, now we have a problem. If you're going to have a stained glass window that has a picture of, a so-called picture of Jesus in it, and you're going to now turn to the stained glass window and you're going to pray to that image of Jesus, that is a major issue. That's a problem. Now you have an issue. I'm not saying that all images are bad. That was not the point. And I hope that wasn't what I gave off. I'm going to finish the email before we leave. To give specific instances from Scripture, the tabernacle along with the Ark of the Covenant, the altar, the menorah. Yeah, we already brought this up, right? We brought up specifically the image of the bronze serpent on the pole. It wasn't bad for them to do what God said until they started to worship it. Right? And they started to use it in worship. They wasn't
burn
used
incense to it. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
It's like, and I think, I'm not an expert at all, not even close to Catholic theology, but isn't there within Catholicism obligatory rites? Like you're like in certain worship situations, it's expected that you're going to do certain reverential acts at the feet of a crucifix or at the feet of a statue of Mary or of the Archangel Gabriel or whatever. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about when you have a tradition of man that is shaping the worshiper by including focus on these images as part of the obligation, part of the worship.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. And we'll see you in the next video.